Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Titans going to Indy to play the Colts. Both teams in the AFC South coming off a big win. If you didn't know, the AFC South in week 3 was 3-0 against the AFC West. How does that happen? Who knows? Any given Sunday is what they say. There's also a lot of good teams in the NFL right now. But before we get into that, if you notice, I'm by myself today. There is no Brad. The reason for that, he has to go get stitches, and we want to play a little game, okay? We're going to do 2 lies, 1 truth, okay? There are 3 videos releasing today. Go through all of them. We're going to tell 2 lies about why he has to get stitches in his head and 1 truth. And you let us know what you think is the truth. And if you get it right, we'll shout you out in the video. The first one I got for you, simply, he hurt himself working out. So if you think that this is the truth, then you let us know down in the comments. If you're right, we'll shout you out in a video next week. So talking about the Titans and the Colts, again, both coming off big wins. And the Colts, I want to start with them. Obviously, that's my team. That's who I root for. Huge win. Huge monkey off the back. We finally get a win in September. That doesn't usually happen under Frank Reich. Being able to get a win and a tie early on in the season has been a nice change. 1-1-1. I'll take it. It's been ugly. But look, the defense came to play against the Chiefs, and they shut down Patrick Mahomes. There was one point in the game where I don't know how many people caught it, but I heard Romo say that Gus Bradley had run cover 4 every second down in that game. And I don't know if he continued on that. We don't see the all 22 copy. TV copy is different. Can't really see the coverages. But I assume that's what they were doing. They rushed 4 all day. I don't think they blitzed one time in that game. And they were able to get a lot of pressure, which was great to see. As a Colts fan, defensive line, not a whole lot of pressure last year, not a lot of pressure in the first 2 games this season. So to see them come out and be able to put pressure on Patrick Mahomes on 38% of his dropbacks was huge. Patrick Mahomes had only been pressured on 21% of his dropbacks in the first 2 games combined. In this game, without blitzing a single time, 38% pressure rate. So that was huge for the Colts against what is one of the better offensive lines in the NFL. They've stayed relatively healthy, so it's not like they were going up against a wounded offensive line. They went out, they traded Rocky Sin for Unique Ngakoue, and Ngakoue finally showed up. He showed up in a big way in the run game. He was putting a bunch of pressure on Mahomes, and they were doing a good job of containing Mahomes, not really letting him get out and make a ton of plays on him outside the pocket. He had a couple because he's Mahomes. He's going to do that to you a couple times. But for the most part, they stayed in front of him, and they played a really good game defensively. Obviously, special teams making plays. Chiefs, you could definitely argue the Chiefs were literally fumbling the ball and fumbling the game away on the special teams, on every facet, really. So, a little give and take there. You got to get lucky a couple times to win in the NFL. And then you go talk about the Titans. Titans, a very impressive win. The question is, how impressive is it, right? Getting a win in the NFL is always difficult, and being able to beat a team that has so much talent on it takes a lot. I don't want to discount what the Titans did, just because they're the AFC South rival at the moment. But look, the Raiders are 0-3. Them and the Texans are the only 2 teams left in the league without a win. Okay, and technically the Texans have a better record. The Raiders are, by record, the worst team in the NFL right now. So it'll be interesting coming into this game against the Colts to see, are they going to be the same team? Derrick Henry hasn't broke 100 yards. He looked good in the first half of that game against the Raiders. He's also catching passes. That's something we haven't seen. Maybe that's an element that they're trying to introduce into their offense so it's not so stagnant, and they need more receiving options somewhere. You might as well put the ball in Derrick Henry's hands. It makes complete sense. They just haven't done it in the past. But I think that'll be a dangerous element to their game. You start getting Derrick Henry running routes and getting open in the middle of the field, and then he has that run after catch. Who wants to see him in the middle of the field, especially at that level? You're getting him catching balls at the second level. He doesn't even have to mess with the big boys at the line. He just has to deal with linebackers and safeties at that point. So that's a dangerous element that they're introducing. It'll be interesting to see if they continue that. And this is such a tough game to call. 2 teams that didn't look good either of the first 2 weeks come in, get a big win against AFC West teams that we all expected to be powerhouses. But to no surprise, I will be taking the Colts in this matchup. And I'll give you reasons for that because you're going to think it's biased, but there are actual reasons for that. Okay, because I've seen the Colts offense grow as we've gone into the season. And the offensive line, not great. They definitely have some stuff that they're working on. But if you look at the first half and the second half of that Chiefs game from the offensive line perspective, they got better in protection. I won't say much better, but look, Spagnuolo was sending 6, 7, 8 guys at Matt Ryan all day long. And there were definitely mistakes made and free runners all day long, but it was better in the second half, especially there in the fourth quarter when it needed to be. You know, they were able to protect Matt Ryan, let him march down the field on that 16-play drive to end the game. And those are things that you can build on. You know, you had rookies, Jelani Woods, Alec Pierce, making plays as pass catchers. That is exactly what we need coming into the years, these young guys to step up and make some plays, along with Michael Pittman, who quietly had like 8 catches in this game. So, you know, I expect them to be able to move the ball on this Titans defense. Jonathan Taylor is going to be more involved. I think he'll be able to have more rushing lanes coming up in this game against the Titans. And look, this is probably going to be one of the quicker games of the weekend. I expect both these teams to run a lot actually in this game, use a lot of play action to get the bigger plays down the field. And the teams that can contain the bigger plays will be the team that will win this game. And I think that Gus Bradley and his defense showed in week 3 that they have the capability to get after the quarterback in the secondary with Stephon Gilmore leading the way, making a bunch of plays in that Chiefs game. They can make some plays in the secondary and contain what the Titans do in the play action game down the field. Hopefully they get Shaq Leonard back. We'll see. Either way, I am taking the Colts. I would love to hear who you guys are taking in this matchup. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next video.